Hey, what is up guys? I'm going to teach you how to make a Garrysmod weapon in TFA Base. First step, you're going to need a few programs. You're going to need Notepad++. Just Google Notepad++, go here, click download, and click this green button. You're going to need this tool called Crowbar. Google crowbar space source tool, and then you'll find a Steam group. Go click this button where it says download crowbar, continue, and click this download button. Next, go to CSS Game Banana and find a link that you want. I'm going to choose this one because I think it looks cool. Click the download button and then click this download button here and it'll download it. I already downloaded it though. Go to File Explorer, go to this PC, local disk, x86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Garrysmod, add-ons. Make a new folder and just call it the name of the gun. Open the zip folder that the gun came in. Drag the materials, models, and sound folder inside. Open up Crowbar. It's going to come in a zip, just unzip it. Go to the Decompile tab. Set this to subfolder. Click on Browse. Go back to the add-on. Go to Models, Weapons, V_rifle. Open it. Click Decompile. Go to Models, Weapons, in the decompiled folder. Right-click the .qc file and open up Notepad++. If you can't see the .qc, go to View, Options, View, and uncheck this. Open the file and rename this to something like V_. Make sure you guys put V. I'm just going to do an extra step here that you guys don't have to do because it's something else that I'll teach in a later tutorial. Save the file, go back into Crowbar, click this Use and Compile button, change this to subfolder, change the game here to Garrysmod. Click Compile. Go back here, go to Compiled, copy these, put it back in the folder, and you can delete the originals. What we just did was we renamed it from the default Counter-Strike source name. So you can make it anything, just change it to be something other than V_rife_ whatever the gun replaced for Counter-Strike source. You should do this for all the other models, like the world models, and make sure you change this to something like Space World so it doesn't replace the other one, because we're going to need to keep it. And just do the same thing. See, what I just did was bad. I didn't change the name. But as long as you don't replace the first one, you'll be fine, because we're going to delete that one anyways. Oh, it didn't replace it. It just put them all into one thing. Sorry if that confused you. You can delete the other two, except for the first one. You can close crowbar. And you can exit out of these. Yeah, all of them. Go back to the root folder of the add-on. Make a new folder. Call it Lua. Make another folder inside of it and call it Weapons. Make another folder inside of it and call it the name of the gun. Now right click in here, make a new text document, and call it shared.lua. If you don't see the extension so you can't change it, go to View, Options, View, and uncheck this. Open the file up. Google TFA GitLab. Go to Lua. Weapons. TFA Base template. Shared.lua. Click this where it says Open Raw. Control A, Control C, Control V. Now, there's a lot of stuff here. You're not going to have to change all of it. I'm going to tell you what you mainly have to change. This is the category that you'll see in the spawn menu in the weapons tab. So I'm going to put this to TFA Vivarium. It doesn't matter what you put here, but you should keep it organized. So if you're making like a weapon from Servarium, don't put like Payday 2. Some people put like their username '(s) weapons. But I'm just gonna do this. This is a string, so you put it in quotation marks, and you put the manufacturer of the gun, the real life equivalent. If you don't want to put anything here, just don't touch it. Change this to true, and you can leave that. This is the name of the gun that you'll see in like the HUD and the Q menu. This is the slot that is going to show up in the position. If you put 0 here, it's going to go in the slot with the crowbar and gravity gun. 1 is going to go in the pistol slot, 2 is going to go in the rifle slot, and so on, because it starts at 0. Right now it's fine here. This, you're going to want to put a path here to the fire sound. Go to the root folder, go to sound, and weapons, M4A1, and then here are the sounds. So this is weapons here, so we're going to put weapons. Then it says M4A1. And then we have to find the unsilenced sound, which is right here. If your gun can be silenced, which this gun can because it's the M4 from CSS, put the silence sound here. This is the damage of the gun. A good one for a rifle is like 30, 32. This is how fast it shoots. I'm just gonna leave it right now. If you have a loop sound, put it in here, do the same thing that we did for here. And this is a silence loop sound. You're probably not going to have a loop sound, but in case you do, this is where it would go. If you want your gun to be able to jam, leave this to true. If you don't want it, put it to false. Here are some presets here. If you're making a revolver, put the chance to 0.17 and the factor to 0.5. And there's a bunch of these here, but it's defaulted for a rifle, and that's what we're using, so I'm going to leave it default. If you want it to fire underwater, set it to true. I don't want it, so I'm going to put it to false. If your gun can be silenced, set it to true, or scan, so we're going to put true. If you want your gun to be able to go from different fire modes, set this to true. If you want it to be just auto single, set this to true. If you leave this to true and this to false, it'll be auto burst and single. True is auto single. False is just auto. This is how much rounds you can have in a magazine. I'm going to put 30. This is how many you can have, or you start with in reserve, including the first one. So if I want to have 90 rounds in reserve, I have to do 120, because 120 minus 30 is 90. This is what type of bullet it fires. It uses the Half-Life 2 ones. Most things you're going to want air to. If you're making a pistol, SMG, revolver is 357. Shotgun is buckshot. And if you're making like a big, if you're making a big gun, use something like these two. This is the recoil. So this is how much your gun will like go up. Put it 0.2. This is how much you see it go up. It's not the same how much it actually goes up. You can leave these the same, but this is accuracy. And it's different from recoil. It's like, recoil is kind of like if you're holding the gun, but accuracy is like if this thing was strapped down, how accurate would it be? This is the range. Leave it to -1 for it to auto detect, which is usually what you want. And now this is important. So we're going to do the same thing that we did for sound, but with the model. Let's go to the root folder. Models, and this says weapons, so. Here, you want to put the view model, the V1. So this is the FOV. The lower the FOV, the more your gun will be zoomed in. I'm going to put it to 70. You don't have to do this if you're just making a CSS weapon. We do the same thing here. So I'm just going to copy paste, but you do with the world model, the W underscore. This is how you're going to hold the gun in third person. For most things, you're going to want AR2. Use SMG if yours has a foregrip, and pistol if yours is a pistol. This you're not going to have to change because it's already set for Counter-Strike source weapons, but if your world motto was, like, let's say the grip wasn't in his hands, you would have to change this, but you're not going to have to. The rest we're going to have to change in-game, like the iron sights. So save the file, go back into the Lua file folder, make another folder in here and call it auto run. I'm going to put this code in a haste bin, just copy and paste it. Actually, make another Lua file first, call it the name of your gun underscore sounds.lua. Open it and paste it. Go back into the QC file for the view model. Scroll down until you find something like a reload. Here might be just whatever has the act VM reload or reload silenced. Count how many of these event 5004s there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's how many times we're gonna have to paste this, like to have in total. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Copy these into the top string. I messed up there. Now go back into the sounds folder and do the same thing that we did, but you have to match it up. So this says cloth, this is cloth. This is bolt release, so it's bolt release. Save the file and load up Garrysmod. You should see that whatever you put that's for swep.category should be in here, and what you put for print name should be here. You'll see that you're gonna be here, but when you zoom in it'll be weird, when you sprint it'll be weird, and when you inspect it'll be weird. We're gonna change all that. But if you shoot, it'll shoot. I'm gonna turn my sound down because it's pretty loud. You'll have the sound reloading and everything. So let's fix this weird running, this weird sights. Excuse me, that was my dog. And this weird inspect. Go to the workshop and search up SWEP construction kit. It's right here. When you download it, go to Weapons, Other, and you'll have a pistol. Just left click, go back to the shared Lua. Find the view model and put whatever you put in here. Go to Weapon and paste it in here. Now let's start with the iron sights. Go to the iron sights tab and just use these sliders and find a good zoom in position. Once you have a good position, click the copy to clipboard, Control F, and type in iron. When you find this, just delete this and paste it in. Don't save it yet. Go back into Garrysmod and find a good position for when you run. Copy it and search for sprint. I think I passed it, but just delete this, paste it, replace the iron with run. Go back here, click the reset button, and find a good position for inspecting. copy it and search for inspect, but it's right here. Paste it in, replace the iron with inspect. Now save the file and respawn in Gmod. Get the gun out, and now when you run, when you aim, or not, oh, delete the sites, my bad. Now respawn again. And now when you inspect, there you go. But when you shoot in iron sights, it looks a little weird. Fixes, search, it's right here. Blowback, set it to true. You can change this to see how far back it goes, and you'll see what I mean in a little bit. Make sure this is set to true, and respawn. Looks a lot better. Just gonna change this. There we go. That's how you make your, a TFA weapon. I'll show you in another tutorial how to upload it to the Garrysmod workshop. And bye.